Hey guys, welcome to my cooking show. So, the restaurant's been really busy, like crazy busy. So, this is not a good onion. So I stocked up on a bunch of pantry items and I want to make a quick dinner, so I figured I'd show you how I make dinner out of my pantry. So I have a bunch of fresh herbs that are gonna go bad. I always have onions and garlic. And then I have a bunch of like what I think are staples on hand to make pastas and things like that. So what I was thinking was I really wanted something with anchovies because I want that, like, I don't know, anchoviness in my life. So I think I'm gonna do like an anchovy and garlic paste and some onions and sweat them down in a pan. And then I'm going to cook some pasta. I'm using brown rice pasta, not because I'm gluten-free, but because I just kind of like it. Call me weird. It makes me feel like I'm eating better. And then I have a ton of fresh herbs. I have parsley, dill, mint, and cilantro. So I'm probably gonna use parsley and dill, some white beans, and some capers. And I'm gonna put that into a pasta for tonight and shave some Parmesan cheese over the top with some chili. And see what happens. And I feel like tomorrow it's gonna become a really tasty pasta salad. That's what I'm thinking. So, what I'm gonna do is I have my onions here. I probably need way more onions because they sweat down. I have not as much garlic as I prefer, but you know what, guys? We're in quarantine. Mama's not going out to the store. What I have is what I have. So, we are going to use my garlic press because I don't feel like chopping this. So, I'm gonna get a garlic press. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm warming up a pan. So I'm gonna get the onions in first, and then I'm gonna chop up the anchovies, and the anchovies essentially just like melt in heat. So I'm gonna do the anchovies and the onions, and then I'll add the garlic once the onions are all sweated out. And then from there, we're just gonna kind of wing it because that's what I do with all of my recipes. I just wing things, like wingdings. Okay, garlic, that's not enough. But again, we're quarantined, guys. You gotta give me a break. Also, all of my onions are like blooming and I don't understand what the fuck happened. They're just, you know, all right, here we go. Yeah, we're gonna cut up another onion. So, little did you know, or maybe you did know, I really love to cook a lot. Love it. And if you don't know how to chop an onion, I'm here to show you. I kind of did it the wrong way. You should keep the butt on. But what my dad taught me, I don't know if you can see it, you make a slice down the middle and a slice, lots of slices down the top, so that when you chop, it does all the work for you. But be really careful, because I've cut my finger before. Especially, yikes, when you get down to the edge. I'm probably making a lot of you nervous. Sorry. So at this point, it's all about multitasking, y'all. We're gonna get a little olive oil into this pan for the onions. My water's boiling for my pasta. So I'm gonna make sure I salt it liberally. Right? And then I'm just gonna put like half the box in. Everything's fine. They're having a party in there. And for the sake of not getting onions all over my floor, we're just gonna scrape these into a bowl so I can cart them over to my pan. So I can tell by the way that sounds that the pan is way too hot. I don't want to brown them. I just want them to sweat. So I'm turning it down a little bit, and I'm gonna try and get this guy in here. So what I would say is, especially with like pasta or bean dishes, they're so versatile because you can kind of use, again, whatever you have in your pantry. Although I really prefer to have fresh herbs because I feel like it makes it taste better. But I bought this Parmesan before the virus hit so that I can add like a salty, cheesy thing to everything. But I always have like capers, and I always have this crazy stocked pantry with all these weird things, like anchovies, which I've had in here probably 6 months, and now we're gonna use it. So, give this a stir. You can hear that he kind of settled down a little bit. Give my pasta a stir. And these guys, you can see, I don't know if you can see, but they're cute. So I'm just gonna take a couple of these, and this is for like umami factor, you know? Like a salty umami thing. And I'm just gonna put them directly into my onions. My mouth is currently watering. So from here, I'm gonna try and figure out what I wanna do. So I have cannellini beans. They're like white and creamy and delicious, and I think they'll go really well in this dish. So I'm gonna use my cousin's fancy ass can opener. Just opens cans. That's all he does, but he's really helpful. Cool. So that is a thing that happened, and then I'm gonna reach into my dishwasher and drain these guys. So you want to give them a nice rinse because it has like bean juice all over the place. Ain't nobody trying to eat bean juice. So these I'll just fold in at the end, but they're not salted, which is great. But we have anchovies for because this dish gonna need some salt. Okay, so we've got the can done, and I like to clean up as I go because, oh yeah, that smells fishy. I like to clean up as I go because who the fuck likes to clean? Especially not when you have like 70 pans, which I will end up having at some point. It's already happening. Okay, so let's talk about herbs. So, I've got this cute little number. She's very sassy. Her name is Dill. Then I have, you know what? I have fennel too. So I have fennel. I have, this one I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use parsley and dill. And depending on how I'm feeling, I might use mint. Honestly, I think fennel's gonna be really tasty. We're gonna use them all. The only one I'm not using is cilantro because she's good for guac. Okay. So, to give you an idea of what I'm working with, I like to keep a crazy stacked pantry. So I have all my herbs, like literally everything. I could make anything that I ever wanted. So we're gonna kind of go through this. Here's my, you know, my situation. Okay, we're gonna put you back here. Cool. So, trying to think of what else I would want in here. This is how I cook, by the way. Some may say it's very Aries of me. I didn't know what that meant until people started describing things that are very Aries, and I realized that that's me. So I like really just don't follow any sort of direction. But what I'm thinking is we'll do a little chili flake because I feel like a little spice would be nice, which I'll put in here so that some of the herbs can kind of work together. And then I usually like to double down on different kinds of herbs or spices. So I'm using fresh garlic, but I'm also using powdered garlic because I think it offers two different levels of flavor. So she's getting there. I think it might need some more oil at some point, but give me one sec. Capers, which I fucking love. I could literally eat them out of the jar. They're so good. Ah! Okay. So this guy is getting a little toasty. So I'm gonna cool him down. I think I might add one more anchovy because why the fuck not, guys? It's quarantine. Here we go. We're just gonna go all in. Okay, and then we're gonna add the fresh garlic, the little fresh garlic that I do have. Okay, great. So that's just gonna continue to do its thing. Yum! Oh my God, it smells so good. Okay, and then with this, we're gonna see. It's not quite ready. Brown rice pasta can be a little finicky sometimes. So I'm just gonna rinse this off. I'm gonna pour my beans into this, I guess, because we need to drain the pasta here shortly, and I wanna make sure that we have the space to do it. So the beans will keep over on the side. And then I am going to get this little pot ready for my herbs. So I just like to twist it off, like a pretty firm twist. And I'll just run my knife through. Be careful with your fingers. But I'm a dill fiend. So that should be good. We'll get the fennel rockin'. And this, we're just gonna turn off because he's, at this point, too brown. It's fine, but definitely brown. Oh my God, honestly. It's so good. Get yourself some fucking anchovies. I'm putting the rest in. Actually, they are so good. This is when I ruin the dish. I just Aries the fuck out of that. Okay, so that was the rest. The entire anchovy container is now in this dish. Let's hope that's not a royal mistake. Okay, that's that. This situation, we're like at that. We're at that point where I don't want it to overcook. So we're just gonna take everything out. Bear with me, guys, I promise there's more action coming. So I made the horrible mistake of burning my hands and my feet before. Always do this somewhere safe. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that right into the sink. Fabulous. And then I'm actually gonna put this right back in with just a little bit of the pasta water, because why not? Ouch. See, that's hot as fuck. Okay, so we put him back over here. I did not make anywhere near enough pasta. And then I have this really nice olive oil from a faraway place that my cousin brought back for me. So I use that to finish my dishes oftentimes. So we've got that going in here. It's great. We're gonna add the beans. So it's a one-pot shop here, people. Okay, so we've got beans, we've got pasta. Next, we're gonna add all of these delicious bits, and you can see, or I'll show you. I wish I videotaped the before, but all of the anchovies and onions have kind of disintegrated. So I'm just gonna stir it all together. Yum. Oh, it smells so good, guys. Okay, so right now this is literally all pantry items, seriously. And if you had dried dill or dried parsley, you could totally use either of those. But I have the fresh stuff because I wanted the fresh stuff before I couldn't leave my house. So I have the fresh stuff, but I will say if it ever goes bad, and it does, you can also dry it yourself so that you don't waste all these beautiful herbs. With fennel, you know, you can chop it the same way that you just chopped the dill. Again, guys, I am not following any sort of recipe, so this might end up having way too many herbs. And if it does, you know, that's okay. We'll get through this. Do a little cha-cha-cha parsley. Okay. My chopping skills. Chef, you can hire me if you want. It's not a big deal though. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how we feel about that. So we've got all of that going. Now what I'm gonna do is, okay. So I'm thinking zested lemon and capers to kind of tie the whole thing together. So first, we're just gonna put the capers right in here. And you have to be careful with these ingredients, honestly, because I have now put anchovies and capers, which are both really salty, and then the cheese also, which is gonna be salty. But white beans and the white beans and the pasta are so mild that I think it'll be fine. Now I'm gonna put all of these herbs in. It's a lot of herbs. Woo! I think the mint might be good in it, but I'm gonna do a little like tester spoonful and see how it tastes. Okay, so let me bring you over. Okay, so I have this many herbs in here. It really is a lot of herbs. It's basically like an herb pasta. Look at that though. Oh my God, it smells so good. And I can already tell that I want mint, I think. And to be honest, more beans. We're trying to make this hearty, y'all. We gotta kick it up. So I might add some chickpeas because I don't think I have any more cannellini beans. And that's okay also because you can be flexible. I feel like for those of you who don't cook a lot, but I think most of you do, cooking's really, it doesn't have to be scary. You can just kind of throw things together as long as you know like basics, basic flavor combinations. And if you don't know them, you should check out the Flavor Bible, which I know some of the bartenders have, but I got it from my dad a couple years ago and he loved it. Oh my God, the mint is everything. Yes, okay, perfect. The Flavor Bible just kind of teaches you like basics on what flavors go together, which I found really helpful, especially if you're not really sure how to do that. So I'm gonna move you closer. Okay, so there's a big difference. Ooh, gonna wash this. There's a big difference between lemon juice and lemon zest, and I prefer usually lemon zest in a pasta just because I think it is like brighter and more fresh, and it just like elevates everything in my opinion. But you know, you could use the juice too. I just think it might add like a little too much tartness to the dish. You get like the essence of lemon without adding all the acidity, which, you know, sometimes it does need. So this is what tasting's for. OMG, that's so good. However, it does need salt. So I like to use salt in different forms. So I might just put a little caper liquid in here. A couple more capers, and then I'm gonna use some finishing salt, which I have here, just to give it like a final zhuzh situation. Yes. And then I think it actually does need a touch of, get back there, of lemon juice. So anyway, usually in this moment, I would be drinking a glass of wine with whoever is over that I'm cooking for, because I don't know, don't usually talk to myself while cooking. But, you know, I am not drinking tonight because I just don't feel like it. But I really felt inspired to, I literally walked in my house and was like, I'm gonna make a cooking video. And that's when this happened. So I just want you guys to know, if any of you are still watching this, which I doubt any of you are, work has been crazy wild. Today's the first day we sold out of all 150 meals that we had to sell. We sold about as much financially as we do on like a slow Sunday, which for the restaurant is great because it means that although we might still eventually have to close down for a little bit, they can get up and running even faster when things go back to normal, which means all of us can go back to our regularly scheduled programming and get back to normalcy, which I think is really hard right now. You guys posting and sending Alex and I things every day has honestly been the highlight of our day, every day. The work is not easy. We've essentially turned over the restaurant and made it a takeout business, and it's fucking fun, but it's so different. And we miss our guests and we miss you. So please don't stop posting because it's amazing and we love you all so much. And if you were here, I would give this to you, but the reality is you're not and you can't be. But I will, I'm just gonna squeeze like just a touch of lemon in here. I will make this for you when we're back to reality. And honestly, guys, if you want the recipe, I can give it to you. That's if I can remember it. But I love you all. It's probably Jill all over my mouth. I'll see you soon. Feel free to come in and see us. You have to stay 6 feet away. It's fine, but we miss you and love you. Bye, guys.